All right, guys, let's go through a sample of how to fill in an HST rebate. So you might have closed on a pre-construction property recently and you had to pay a $24,000 HST rebate ahead of time back to your lawyer on closing. And that might have come as a shock to you. So if you work with us, that wouldn't have come as a shock because we would have told you that. But some other realtors don't tell you that stuff and you may not have known that. So congratulations on closing, but here's how to get your $24,000 back. So number one, actually, there's two things to look out for. You need the federal rebate and the provincial rebate, okay? So it might come to a shock to you when you fill it in. The federal rebate form is called GST 524. So you can just look that up on the CRA website. When you fill that in, it'll actually show 0 and you might get scared. But then there's a little line in there that says that the provincial item has to be, it's $24,000. That's where you get your rebate. So you really get in the second form, which is RC 7524. So that's the schedule RC 7524, the provincial HST rebate, and that's where you get the $24,000. Three other things you'll need when you're filling this out. You'll need the original agreement of purchase and sale. So when you bought the pre-construction property, the original price that you bought it for. You'll need the new lease agreement. So assuming you've rented out for more than 1 year for a 12-month lease and you have that lease agreement ready, you're gonna need to show the CRA that. And then the fifth thing you'll need is the final closing statement of adjustments. So going through the federal rebate, I have an example here. Part 1 just shows your name and who you are and your SIN number or your HST number. So the cool thing about this is that you can actually apply this to your business HST because HST is still HST, right? If it's tied to your personal name. So maybe talk to your accountant about this just to make sure that you can do this. If you're eligible for the $24,000 rebate, you can apply this to the credit of the HST that you actually owe as a business registrant. But most people put their SIN number there as their personal information. And then part B, you're going to talk about the property that you own. So when you get to part C, you have to pick the type of application. Most likely it's a type 6, where you are a landlord who either constructed or made a taxable purchase of a residential unit and you lease the unit and the land together with it, right, to a tenant. So when you're in part D, it's a rebate calculation for type 6 and type 7 purchases. And this is when you pay section 1. It says you calculate the HST at the rate of 13%, multiply the HST by 5 divided by 13. So it gives you a number. And then you need the fair market value, which is box B. And then the rebates. So here's part C is where you include the actual original purchase price. And then on part D, if you paid at a certain amount, then the maximum you're going to put is $6,300. So box D says $6,300. Part E and F most likely is 0 because this is where it scares you, right? So you go $450,000 minus line B divided by 100,000 times line D, which will most likely give you 0 because it's going to be negative. And then you think like, oh, the federal rebate, I'm not eligible. I'm going to get 0. Well, no, that's not the case because box G is where you get your rebate. So just put in $24,000 for now and we'll go to the rebate schedule in a second, okay? So part H, you add those all up together. So a bunch of zeros plus $24,000 is $24,000. So that's your line H. And then from there, keep going, fill in the dates. Part F, certify that and just sign and date it. And then part G, if you want to do direct deposit, okay? Now your GST rebate schedule for the Ontario, which is GST 524. Again, part A, put your name. Part B is where you put the amount. So part A, B, and C, just put the information that you need to put. You can read through that and figure that out if you want to. Basically, part A just tells you the HST you paid. Part B is the fair market value. Part C is what you paid for it. And then box D is the $24,000 maximum. That's a rebate. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess you go to part E and you fill in the same thing, put in the square meters of the place, the unit number, how much percentage ownership of the floor space of it. It's most likely 100% of the regular condo. And then fill that out, submit those two documents together. You can either print it out and mail it to the Sudbury Tax Center, I think it is, or you can do it online. And if it's my personal one, then just put it under my personal CRA account. There's a personal CRA account where you can apply to. If it's a business HST, then you can submit it from there. And then you'll need the original APS, you need the lease agreement, and you need the final closing statement of adjustments from your lawyer. Simple as that. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you're not falling asleep. If you have any questions, you can give us a call. Or if you're one of our clients or you want to be one of our clients, just give me a call and I'll walk you through it, okay? All right. Thanks for watching.